Demain, dès l'aube. Demain, dès l'aube. À l'heure où blanchit la campagne, je partirai. Vois-tu, je sais que tu m'attends. J'irai par la forêt, j'irai par la montagne. Je ne puis demeurer loin de toi plus longtemps. Je marcherai, les yeux fixés sur mes pensées, sans rien voir au dehors. Sans entendre aucun bruit. Seul. Inconnu. Le dos courbé. Les mains croisées. Triste. Et le jour, pour moi, sera comme la nuit. Je ne regarderai ni l'or du soir qui tombe, ni les voiles, au loin, descendant vers Harfleur. Et quand j'arriverai, je mettrai sur ta tombe un bouquet de goût vert et de bruyère en fleurs.
Hello, we are the Exode team and welcome to our behind the scene.
Exode features a migrant bird in a contaminated and declining world, in vain trying to find a landing spot, until he dies out of exhaustion.
The mood of our universe was inspired by the poem The Mode de l'Eau by Victor Hugo. We wanted the movie to be poetic while conveying the feeling of desperation that migrants may experience. For the concept art, I played with the colors blue, red, white and yellow to highlight the unfolding of a long journey.
In order to build and render 5 CG environments in a short time, we optimized the assets by using LODs and render only framed objects. For the factory landscape, I decided to use Gaia to generate the Japanese-inspired environment with the Mount Fuji in the background. To add more depth to this sequence, I integrated and scattered clouds on the ground with a different mix of volume objects. For the forest environment, one of the main challenges was to separate the burnt trees from the untouched one. To heighten this contrast, I created different trees in Speed 3. For the close-up shot of the mountain, I had to pay special attention to the scattering. To add further details, I generated snow in Houdini by creating meshes, then small crystals for randomness, and shadows for the frost effect.
As the 3D modeler of the team, I created the assets in Blender and textured them in Substance Painter. The factory shots were very heavy to calculate due to the fog and the smoke. So, after finalizing the layout, I focused on adding detail only to the foreground assets. For the lighting, the challenge was to adapt the tone of each sequence to the general look of our film. We wanted the public to feel the elapsing time, that's why I created lights to highlight the different time of the day. Another challenge was to control the light through a large CG environment while considering the fog and the smokes created by the FX team.
For the chimney smokes, I used Pyro Solver in Houdini. The challenge was to optimize Pyro by adjusting details, speed and scale for each shot so that the smoke could look ominous. As for the forest fire, I layered fire and smoke to give the shot depth. I worked in V-Ray in parallel to get a result as close to the reference as possible.
For the storm sequence, I've optimized my clouds based on the camera frustum and packed them into groups to reduce the overall number of voxels. For the lightning bolt, we decided to render different light passes to control the timing better in comp. The main challenge was to create depth while keeping the look of the storm tense and suspenseful.
As most of the shots on the last sequence are on close-up, I've created a handmade RBD to avoid simulation and have precise control of the timing and the look. I then applied the same idea to the flip simulation and blended them together.
As we had no character artists on a team, we acquired the Red Crown Crane asset online. To the pre-existing rig, I had to create a new wing rig, add additional controllers, create blend shapes, and simplify certain functions for animating cleanly, realistically, and time efficiently. Since the crane often appears as a distant silhouette, the challenge was to exaggerate the crane's physical state of exhaustion. I used real-life crane references while running tests with the rig in Maya to determine how to best animate the bird to match a camera perspective.
Without live footage of a dying bird, we chose to analyze and edit together videos of flying, landing, and falling cranes for reference. We pushed the poses in the blocking stage to understand what worked best for readability.
For the crane to appear as photorealistic as possible, I studied how real feather function and interact. With this knowledge in mind, I came up with a complete feather system that had the ability to use the animated proxy mesh planes, add simulation on top, and then replace them with my HDA. For the body, I used the first system that allowed me to match my references while keeping the render time low.
The objective of compositing was to add various imperfections to make the CG more realistic. I used camera shake, grain, lens distortion, chromatic aberration, and more in Nuke to seamlessly integrate stock shots elements such as rain, snow, and fog with a CG shot. I had to be careful to detail in matching lighting and color grading to maintain a consistent and believable look.
For the end credits, I developed in Blender two different procedural systems. The first one to model various kinds of feather, and the second one to control the spread of the frost. I also really paid attention to the lighting to achieve the desired look.
On behalf of the Exode team, thanks for flying with us. Bye! Bye.